Hey everyone, how you doing today? Today we are on Hubler Automotive Group Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Reece, Byerly, and today I'm joined with Mr. Brian Powers. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Living the dream. And then today we're also joined with girls basketball coach, Mr. Josh Sabol. How you doing today, Mr.
Doing
Sabol?
all right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Coach Sabol, first of all, congratulations winning the county championship. That's got to feel good for you.
Oh, it feels great. I mean, if you look at our program's history, it's been a long time. So to get that one, especially for like people in the community, it means a lot. So that was a good one to get.
Yeah. You played a tough schedule this year so far. And looking ahead, you've got a tough road coming up as well. Was that something that you had planned in the off season, or was that just, I don't know how the schedules work, so was that?
Yeah, I think, last year when we made it to semi-state, we knew that in the off season, that we needed to have a much harder schedule this year to help us go further in the tournament. So we scheduled a bunch of really, really, really tough teams, tough tournaments, and we're hoping that that's going to pay off for us, once we get into February.
Tonight you guys head to Decatur Central, and you guys have been undefeated in conference play this year, obviously, because you guys are 8-0. What is the game plan to go up to Decatur and just try and get a win? What will be the recipe for success?
Well, whenever you go on the road in conference games, I always think it's almost like getting two wins because, it's a regular season victory, but it's also a conference victory, and especially on the road. So for Decatur Central, I think our plan is just to get back to playing the way that we play. We want to play with pace. We want to shoot a bunch of threes. We want a lot of possessions. I think just kind of getting back to playing how we play basketball is the goal for tonight.
So when you're looking at your team as a whole, obviously you've got I think your depth is one of the things that I see that's key. How have the players kind of intermeshed with each other and based off of the success from last year, new players and everything like that?
Yeah, it's been great. We talk about this all the time. We don't have 5 players or 8 players. Like we have 12 girls that can play and step in and contribute right away. And we've been able to play a lot of girls this year, and just like you said, just kind of building that depth and building confidence within the girls that it doesn't matter when your name's called, like you're going to go in and you're going to contribute, and it's a good luxury to have because we want to play fast, and whenever you do that, you got to play a lot of kids. So it's been great.
You were talking about luxury. What do 2 girls moving in from Martinsville, Ashland Traylor, Madeline Walker, and what do they bring to the table?
Well, I think they bring like an edge, and a toughness to our team. I think they bring a little bit more like an inside game as well. Because obviously we play with a lot of pace, but we also space the floor and we can shoot a lot. Well, a lot of times teams respect our shooters so much that opens up a lot of opportunities inside. And then the next game, they'll start collapsing more on, Ashland or Adeline or Erica Buning or whomever, and then that opens up stuff on the outside. So they've been really, really great, additions to our program.
So you've got, obviously you talked about Erica Buning, you've got just a great sophomore class. How have you seen them grow since last year?
Oh, well, they're winners. I mean, they are probably the most competitive group I've ever seen. The sophomores and then obviously our juniors and our seniors collectively is probably the most competitive group I've ever seen. Like it could be, a drill in practice. It could be Foursquare. It could be that silly balloon game where they're like diving over couches and hitting balloons. Like they are just a super competitive group and they want to win everything. And I think that's like the big thing that they bring.
A couple of the games I've been to, you guys just this year on the defensive end are just flat out amazing. You guys go for the ball. You guys get a lot of steals. Is that something you guys work on the off season or something you really focused on?
Yeah, I think everyone focuses a lot on our offense and our scoring, and rightfully so. But I think one of the things that we said in the off season was that we wanted to be a lot tougher on the defensive end. And I think if you look at a lot of our scores, this year, we've really stepped up our efforts, just a little bit more like intensity, a little bit more engaged. We have we try to say holding teams to 1 contested shot, and like you said, just being a lot more aggressive on the defensive end was something that we really wanted to improve on in the off season. So I think so far we've done that.
Now, are you telling them like, hey, if we play harder on defense and we get more steals, that means we can play offense better and shoot more?
Absolutely. So, we talk about like getting extra possessions, whether that's offensive rebounds, whether that's pressing, whether that is, just being really aggressive in the half court. So it's like kind of selling them on, hey, listen, like we can play more offense if we play harder on the defensive end. And I think they really bought into that.
And obviously you guys have a senior basketball candidate this year, Corinne Brunson. What does she bring to a table to you guys where you guys are kind of a young team and she kind of just brings the pace for you guys? So
Corinne is the best. Like, she's been with us now for 4 years. Like you said, she's got so many accolades and so many accomplishments and a lot more that she wants to accomplish this year as a player. But I think the one thing that Corinne brings for us is leadership. Like her personality is that she wants to get everyone involved. Like she wants to, make the extra pass. She wants to set up her teammates. And even yesterday, we're at a C team game, and she's behind the bench, like cheering on our players. And she doesn't have to do that, but that's just her personality, is to make sure that everyone feels like they're a part of it.
And with the depth you talk about, you guys have kind of some juniors who have bided their time and have come in. How have they impressed you with just their patience and then just coming in spots and saying, hey, you might get 2 minutes this game or you might get 12 minutes?
Well, when I look at Kendall and I look at Adeline, like I feel like in the past, like those girls would have played, like you said, a lot more. But when you bring 4 girls back from a semi-state team, it's hard to get them starter minutes, but they are starters. Like I would say that, like I said, we got 8 to 12 girls that could start. And but they've really bought into their role, and they come in at the same time every game. They know what their job is, and they've been flourishing in their roles, and I expect that to continue for the rest of the season.
Last year you guys were kind of the hunters, being an underdog team. Not many people knew about you. And this year you guys have kind of transitioned into the hunted. Like you guys said, you play a hard schedule. What is like a big key for you guys just to be prepared for every single game? Like what is the thing you guys need to bring to the table every game to make sure that you guys are always on top of your game?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like the way that I look at it is that I try to, we try to tell the girls that, we don't want to be the hunted. Like we want to be the hunters always. And I think getting to the Final Four last year, it actually has made us even more hungry this season. To get back there, but to go 1 step or 2 steps farther. I think that's really been the thing. So I don't think our girls approach it that way. I think the lessons that we learned last year, and going even farther this year has motivated them even more.
As a coach, I mean, you talked about how you get to that opportunity. You get to the semi-state championship game, Final Four. Is it hard for you not to just say, hey, let's just fast forward this season and get to the postseason?
It's as a coach, you're just trying to stay in the moment. Like right now, all I'm thinking about is playing well tonight. And I think our girls, even at practice, we talked about this all the time. Like even at practice, like our goal is to get like 1% better every day. And I know it's very cliche, but we just try to stay in the moment and focus on what's in front of us. And then hopefully at the end of the season, we can look back and see, what we accomplished. But right now, we're pretty locked in on the Hawks tonight.
Okay, I have one more question.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, listen, this better be about Michigan football, because I believe at this time last year I was getting dogged.
Now, here's the thing.
Okay.
Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday morning.
Yep.
You guys win the county championship.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Which win was bigger for you?
That's a great question. So
I'm just kidding. I'm not actually going to put you on the
spot.
spot.
Well, here's what's funny. So we won county, and then we had to play this team from Reynoldsburg, Ohio.
That was
right.
Saturday.
Who,
okay. Yes.
by the way, is from Columbus, Ohio. So. And they're like a top-ranked team in Ohio. They got 3 big-time Division I players. And my dad, who is a big Ohio State fan because he grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, he sent me a text Saturday morning and said, "Hey, I hope you go 1-1 against teams from Columbus, Ohio today." I was like, "Okay." So we beat Reynoldsburg, in the Sneakers for Santa Classic. And then I'm going home, driving home on the bus, and of course it's halftime. Michigan's up 1. And then by the time I got to my house, the second half had started. And as a Michigan fan, like you're always kind of waiting for like Ohio State just to like just put up like 14 points just like that, because that's usually what happens. Michigan kind of gets you feeling good for a little bit, and then all of a sudden Ohio State usually just dominates.
Look, I'm an IU football fan.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me any of this stuff.
But to go 2-0 against teams from Columbus on that day was pretty sweet.
Now, I want you to look in camera 3, and I want you to address Lauren Sandrock.
Okay, Lauren, for 4 straight years, I had to wear the scarlet and gray. Okay, and I know that you're at Ohio State right now, but trust me, I am going to be sending you a maize and blue. It's going to be the outline of the state of Ohio, and it's going to say the worst state ever, and you better take a picture of it and put it on social media, because paybacks are coming.
How long have you guys been doing that tradition? Just
oh gosh, well the last 5 years, I would say. So it was funny because she would always text me there's this thing on Twitter that Ohio State has Michigan hasn't beat Ohio State in 3,000 days. It was and she would just send it to me randomly.
It's a Twitter.
Yeah. And she would always send it to me. Well, paybacks are coming. I think Michigan already has one up, and I've already sent it to her once or twice. So I'll be sending her that throughout the course of the next year. That's for sure.
Thank you for joining us for Hubler Automotive Group Coach's Corner. Thank you, Mr. Sabol, for joining us.
No problem.
Having you.
Thanks, guys.
Hubler is proud to be the official sponsor of Franklin Athletics. Score massive savings on all your favorite brands. Plus, get our 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty included. For all auto needs, just click drivehubler.com. Let's go, Grizzly Cubs!